news. He has been in the news a lot lately, and we have been reporting on it. But Monday evening, I was minding my business, out doing volunteer work in the community. I was out with the lovely ladies of the Junior League of Dallas for a planning committee meeting. And I happened to, right before I left the house, I saw that federal agents had raided Diddy's house. I immediately sent the information to my wonderful co-host because I had to get on the road. At the meeting, someone mentioned, did y'all see what happened with Diddy? And these are the fine women of the Junior League of Dallas, okay? On that parking lot, the cars that you will see when in that room, if you take a look around, the rings that are on those fingers, it's money that is in there, but they knew about the Diddy. So that night, I decided that I am going to spend all of my time and resources on Diddy Watch. I can't leave the house. Leaving the house, I feel like when I left, this happened because I wasn't here to see what was going on. So Diddy Watch is where we are. What happened, people? What we know so far is that federal agents raided Diddy's home. Now, here's a fun fact. So where they went, so there's two houses, they're next to each other, right? So it's 1 and 2. And the fun fact is, I think one of the houses used to belong to Gloria Estefan, and he bought it from her, and then the other one. So, but the one that used to, he owns two homes. One Star Island Drive, which he bought from Gloria and Emilio Estefan, and the $35 million two star Island Drive. And that's the home that they raided on Monday.
Is that in Miami?
Why they went to one house and not the other?
Is that the one in Miami?
Yeah, this is in Miami.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, when you think Gloria Estefan, if you ain't thinking of Miami and the Miami Sound scene, I don't know what to tell you. So, they raided, like I said, so that he has two homes there. So 1 Star Island Drive and 2 Star Island Drive. So 1 and 2, I would assume they're across the street from each other or next door to each other, but they only went to one house, which is very interesting to me that they only raided one of the two homes. So someone said that she heard the landscapers that were working on the palm trees. They told her that they had seen a tank ramming the custom-made 15 feet tall gate at the home to get in. The raid was done the way that it was done because the feds were concerned that Diddy would destroy evidence. And that's what prompted the secretly coordinated raids. So, what?
Real quick though.
Oh, go ahead.
I thought about this. Man, they kind of was nice to Diddy on this. In this extent, I know this whole thing is ridiculous that they sit like Navy SEALs in there. But most time when they kick in your door, it's 5 in the morning. They don't give you like a 1 in the afternoon raid.
And I think to that point, because I think that is the element of surprise, right? Because if everybody knows 5 in the morning, police at my door, we know this, right? And so for you to show up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, hey, surprise, bitch! You thought we was the milkman? It ain't.
But I heard they raided his home in LA too.
Yeah,
they may have.
Yeah, because I heard it was 2 homes in 2 different cities.
So, well, let me say, what I do know is that 4 people in Diddy's entourage were cuffed by federal agents after they raided his Miami Beach mansion. Footage appeared to show 2 men in handcuffs were actually Justin and Christian, right? So those were the 2 of the kids. One of his other associates was busted on drug charges at the Opa-locka airport. Diddy was questioned by agents at the airport before a plane linked him to fly he was going to a Caribbean island. So the issue was he was in the air and at that time it wasn't known where he was going. And the problem was, depending on where he landed, are they going to have an extradition treaty if needed? So he actually had the girls with him. So when I'd heard that the kids were arrested, I honestly thought the girls were there. I thought the twin girls were there, and I mean, not arrested, but are in handcuffs. My mind said, "Oh my God, they had those the girls out there." I don't care about Justin and the other boy, but the girls out there.
I got a question though.
Uh-oh.
Is Quincy back fucking with Al? Be sure.
Yes. I went to no. The messed up part is no. The messed up part is I immediately thought that, and I went to Albie Shure's IG, and one of the first things him hanging out with his son.
Yeah, because he wasn't fucking with him. With Diddy. Partying with Diddy all these years.
Well, and then, but then I also wonder
when his dad got sick, right?
Right. I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that I wonder if Albie Shure's health is something that influenced them to.
Yeah, because he had a stroke a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
during COVID.
Yeah, he was
during
bad.
COVID. Yeah.
But hey, look, you still have a daddy, baby. You still got a daddy. You got a real
Hey, look, I wonder if LB Tyson was like, the Lord brought you back to me for a reason, didn't he?
Listen, the agents let the 4 people go. Miami-Dade arrested someone at the airport. So that person was arrested on gun charges, and he was described as Diddy's mule. Now, the associate, his name is Brendan Paul. He is a former D1 college basketball player. He was released on bond. He was booked on 1 count of possession of suspected cocaine and suspected marijuana candy, according to the arrest report.
He's from Syracuse. He went to Syracuse too.
Yeah. So both charges, are felonies. However, he was released on, he did bond out, and they cannot confirm that the drugs are linked to Diddy in any shape, form, or fashion. What was he doing? What'd you say? So
what are they gonna try to see? What was he doing at Diddy's in general? Period.
He is a associate of Diddy. So I guess he works with. I assume
he's only 25. Why are you an associate? You're a 54-year-old man. Either you're mentoring them, they're an employee, but you just ain't hanging out with a 25-year-old male or female.
You need somebody young to go get these hoes.
Brendan Paul is an amateur music producer and graduate of Fairmont State University in West Virginia, but he has also been accused of being a drug mule for Diddy, his employer, in a federal lawsuit. So I don't know. Well, no, here's pictures of them in the studio together working on the Love album. So a lot of things happen
so he does music. I'm guessing.
He's an amateur producer is what the New York Post is calling him. So it appears a lot of things happened during the recording of this Love album. It wasn't a lot. I don't know if it was too much love or not enough love, but that's what happened. So at the airport where they were, the federal agent seized Diddy's phone and questioned him before clearing him to fly with family and friends to Antigua and Barbuda. So that's where they were.
Stacey, I heard all that. Question as you continue. I'm just going to throw in a random question. All right. If he does not done anything wrong here, you just made me think about it. He was like during this Love album, was Diddy just hanging out with too many young people too that just got all him in trouble? Like when he was the old dude at the club and got in trouble from hanging out with all these young people.
He should have
But think about everybody that's been around him is young. His little girlfriend, Young Miami, Little Rod, the producer, Josie, the singer. This kid right here is 25. You're a 56-year-old man, Diddy. Why are you hanging out with
all
these
the other 50-some-year-old niggas married?
Hey,
that's it.
Hey,
they gotta go home, man.
But hey,
that's it.
But hey, you, sir, just said something.
Yes.
Because the other 50-year-olds got wives and gotta go home. So they gotta go home.
That is it right there. And let's say, and look, maybe let's say that they were doing all this stuff in the past, and them cats like, did you still doing what we was doing in 95?
Oh, man. My son got soccer practice tomorrow.
Nigga, I gotta go home. Or
take kids to school in the morning.
That's it. Diddy is the old dude in the club.
Which is funny because there was something we posted in the group where Luther Campbell said that when he would he left early. If Luther Campbell leaves your shit early,
Luke,
the fuck you got going on over
the
there?
reason we have parental advisory on
The reason
albums.
we have parental advisory stickers on albums. If that man is telling us that he left Diddy's parties early, there's a video of Luke talking to Jay on a couch, and in the back is two bitches fucking.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
If Luther Campbell is leaving your party early,
he's like, nah.
But don't stop.
Party at 11.
Don't stop. Get it. Luther Campbell.
And hold on, Stacey. Back to Scott's original statement. What is Luther Campbell now?
What?
Married.
Married. I didn't know if he was married or not.
He's married with a kid, and the chick a doctor, like a 40-year-old doctor.
So this is the thing. Everybody got to go home. E40 got to go home. Snoop got to go home. Everybody got to go home. Yeah. Everybody got to go home to their wives.
Yeah, they got to go to bed. They got to go to bed.
That's it.
Diddy is a victim to being.
But even with the girls, right? Even with the women, he's choosing these younger women, and then I don't want to state that these young women don't have their own autonomy. However, but based on what Cassie has told us, and I'm not even gonna say what I don't know anything about Young Miami and their relationship, but what I will say is that older men tend to choose younger women because they're able to control them with what they have. I don't think that's
a missing. I think that's a pretty much almost a fact.
I'm like, that's just that. That's what I'm going to state that. So, so with him hanging out with the younger people, he's able to control the situation. He's the one that has the money. So if y'all want to go do something, I'm paying for it. I want to.
He that sugar daddy that want to do everything with you.
Right. He's sugar daddy. He ain't just happy with some sugar. He want to go out. He want to be
like, you want to get a VIP section? How many bottles we getting?
How many bottles we getting?
Yeah, not y'all. We gonna have a good time. No, not y'all have a good time. We gonna have a good
sugar daddy that wants to be there too.
Yeah, he the sugar daddy that's
Hey man, this is blowing my mind with y'all. This made me realize that Diddy is the last dude of his crew that ain't got no lady to go home to. They calling him, seeing what's up.
Even if it's dudes that's been divorced, they still just chilling. You know what I'm saying? They just too old. You know, they gonna do their shows and go home. You know.
Legit.
He out here like, we got the after party over at such says that club's still open. You be like, that club. You be like,
and I don't want to miss this flight in the morning. TSA be tripping.
So anyway, like I said, essentially Diddy was on the run, but he wasn't on the run. The plan, I guess, was he was taking the girls on spring break for spring break to those islands or whatever. So in the meantime, let's see, what does it tell me? Oh, Homeland Security agents from Miami and New York searched the Star Island mansion from 3:30 p.m. until after midnight. The home appeared as if no one lived in it, a source familiar with the raid said. Agents seized electronics found inside, and 4 Diddy staffers were detained, handcuffed, and questioned, but they were let go. Now, here's where this gets fun. Prosecutors from the Federal Southern District of New York, where Cassie filed her lawsuit, are the ones that are heading the sex trafficking investigation. So, I'm sorry. I take that back. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I said Cassie. No, it's not Cassie. It is, whose last name is Jones? Cassie's last name is Ventura. Whose hell's last name is Jones?
Is that Lil Rod? Is Lil Rod's last name Jones?
Shitballs. Yes. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it is Jones. Little Rod is.
There it is. Thank you. I'm like, wait a minute. Who the fuck's last name is Jones? I'm sorry. So, all right. So Jones is one of their key witnesses. A source with knowledge of the investigation told Miami Herald several people, including singer Cassie, came forward before the search warrant was executed. The witnesses' information helped agents establish probable cause to obtain the warrant. So remember, I just said there's two houses next to each other. Why did they go to one and not the other? So between talking to Cassie and talking to Laura, the dude, they knew which house to go to. They were so if they went to one out of the two houses, they went in that house specifically looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did they find it? To my from what I've seen, no, there's been no reports of what was found. But speaking of Rodney Jones, he also accused Cuba Gooding Jr. of sexually harassing and assaulting him. Which is now, it's in a new lawsuit. He claimed that Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling him during a party on a yacht rented by Diddy in the U.S. Virgin Islands in January 2023. According to Mr. Jones, he was extremely uncomfortable and proceeded to lean away from Mr. Gooding Jr. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. As the owner of the property, Mr. Combs had a duty to protect Mr. Jones from the harm he suffered at the hands of Cuba Gooding Jr. Mr. Combs breached his duty when he failed to stop Cuba Gooding Jr. from sexually assaulting Mr. Jones.
Now, pause. Scott, you are on to something, and I can add this to this with the Cuba. What is also older dudes when they ain't got no lady or somebody at home? They hanging out random people they normally don't have to hang out with because the other dude that ain't got no lady or ain't got nowhere to go home to. So that's why you got Cuba Gooding and Combs together. Because you would have 15 years ago, if I told you them cats was hanging out, you would tell me you bullshit.
And you still would think after all these years, him and his brother could have done some shit together.
But well, the fact that we don't see Omar and Cuba together, it's like essentially we know that they're brothers, but have you ever seen them together?
Only when the dad was still alive. Like,
yeah, you know what? They dad did just pass around like 2019,
like a couple years ago. Yeah,
I honestly don't remember seeing them together. Like, I remember because I knew who Omar Gooding was before I knew who Cuba Gooding Jr. was. Yeah. Right? And that's just simply because, right, I saw Wild and Crazy Kids because I wasn't allowed to see Boys in the Hood. So there's that. I didn't see Boys in the Hood. I was damn like I won't say what age it was. I wasn't grown, but I was definitely not. It was late in life, but but that's interesting though. And we all know that Cuba Gooding Jr. has been accused of sexual assault in the past.
Yeah, it's like every other year he can pop up with something.
Yeah, he was supposed to appear in court over accusations of rape in 2023. However, the actor reached a settlement with his unidentified accuser shortly before jury selection was set to begin. Combs' legal team has slammed all of these accusations as complete lies. They said that Little Rod is nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. His reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Our attempts to share this truth with Mr. Jones' attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored. As Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls.
So sorry, that sounds like the attorney you get off the radio, though.
Yeah, man.
Tyrone Blackburn.
Dog law.
Yeah.
We go outside. This is funny. Tyrone Blackburn is the attorney.
It's a 411 pain lawyer.
Look, what was that chick that used to be on there all the time? It was like, ladies, it's not that a matter of if they what is it? If they can if you did what you did, but if they can prove what you did, that what was her name?
And it was like, get your man, when I get your baby daddy out of jail. Called it was like Karen something. It was something like that. Carol.
Look, St. Louis people that are watching this, please tell us in the comments what this one. Y'all know the commercial that we are talking about. Y'all know exactly what we are talking about. What was this woman's name? Who's that attorney? I want to say her name. I feel like her name was Wanda or something.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like her name was Wanda. That's what I'm saying. So y'all have got. If I don't figure it out tonight, y'all have got to let us know.
So with the Little Rod thing, I think Little Rod is bullshitting on some of that stuff, but I think that some the things that the feds got from that was like, oh, some of this is true. So I think the shooting, when he talks about the shooting, I think that's one of the things that really perked them up, because he claimed that he has blood from that incident on his clothes, and then because he took the dude's. You don't know that part of it?
What happened?
So Little Rod claims in that original 50, 60 piece manifesto that he was at it was a shooting at the studio. Puffy had somebody shot at the studio or whatever, and that they covered it up and then took him to this guy to the hospital and said they don't know who shot him. And that's what picks up this stuff though, because now you were claiming that a shooting you witnessed. That's where he said the blood was on his clothes because they took the dude to the hospital. And now that's where the feds got involved. It's like, oh, we do that. He ain't lying about that, because the dude did get dropped off to the hospital that said he was shot, didn't know who shot him on this date. That's why I think the criminal things, and then maybe start picking up some of the things along the way. But that's the one.
Like it's I want to go on record as stating that I told y'all in November that this wasn't over.
Yeah, you did.
I told y'all in November when we first reported.
That was the beginning.
When we first reported that, we were talking and we were like, what happens next? And I said, it's not over. I said, he's going to have his Christmas. He's going to have New Year's, but it ain't over. And guess what, y'all? It ain't over, because he had his Christmas, he had his New Year's. Fuck around, had a good Valentine's Day. But by the end of February, he was getting sued by Rodney. And then now the next month, happy St. Patrick's Day, nigga, because you got the feds raided your shit. Who knows what's going to happen next month? I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen?
I mean, I just wonder. I always think about it, and this is conspiracy theory, y'all. Y'all know I do conspiracy theories pre-2003. So anything pre-2003 is on the table for conspiracy theories.
All right.
I wonder if the feds knew he had something to do or was around the Tupac murder, and upset still they didn't get his ass for that.
But didn't his name just pop back up?
That's what that's where I'm going with it. Because Keefe D just got pinged up. So go with me now here, conspiracy theorists. Stay with me now. Stay with me now. As Ocho Cinco say, stay with me now. Stay with me now. So Keefe D gets locked up. I don't know if y'all remember they claimed it was some rumor that came out that said that the Las Vegas PD was interviewing Puffy about what Keefe D was talking about when they locked up Keefe D, because Keefe D still locked up, y'all. He ain't out. Then fast forward, remember when all this stuff was going down? It was like, yeah, the New York police was thinking about kicking in Diddy's door back then. Remember when that rumor came out that the NYPD was thinking about going to arrest Diddy and like asking for questioning? Now my conspiracy theory in me makes me think the feds came in there to NYPD like, hold up, we taking over this case real quick. And then when the NYPD said, no, that was a rumor, that's not true that we said that, and they took it down. I wonder if the feds said, hey, we building something bigger. Hold up on that, and we gonna come back to you later and get y'all. Because where's the lawsuit? Where's the Fed case coming out of? Southern District of New York.
Yep.
It's not in Miami, not in California, it's Southern District of New York. So that's why I'm just thinking all these kind of different things are coming together.
Like I said, so what is being said is that because Lil Rod's case was filed in Southern District of New York, that is why they are the ones that are leading the investigation. And that's how they ended up in Miami. But like I said, it's very, like I said, the fact that they went to one of the two properties. They talked to Cassie before the search warrant was executed, and they talked to him. They went to that house specifically looking for something, because why would you just go to, like, again, if they're next door to each other or across the street, whatever the hell, why go to one and not the other one? And then to even get in there and be like, it looks like as if nobody lives here. Y'all probably should have went to the one next door. But anywho, I mean, but you got to get a warrant for that one too. If anything, everything that he owned would have been searched fucking with me. But what do you?
We're just gonna do it on the whole compound. We getting
the and everything gets executed at once. Like, but to that point, if to do that is a lot of manpower, and there's just a lot of resources for this.
They had to choose one. It's like, which one is the one? Let's just
which one is the one? He's not. It's not to say he's not important enough, but he's not important enough for them to execute a search warrant on all of his properties at the exact same time, because that would be the move to do. Again, if you're worried about him destroying evidence, you have somebody at each and every one of them properties, and 6 a.m., we're all coming in, period. And that way, can't nobody call nobody and be like, hey, move this, move that. Everything is happening at once. And again, this is me as a graduate of the Dick Wolf School of Law and Order.
Hey, this cool ass Scott from the I Love 90s Music Podcast. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like it on the SOLC Network. You finna get all the real deal on the 90s, the 2000s, and the splash of that 80s. Do it right now, man, and I'll be your friend.